Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keewan Greer. I'm also from Gulfport, Mississippi. Here I'm holding my associate's degree in theology. I also did 24 years in the Mississippi Department of Corrections. I'm here to speak today because of those same conditions that Brother Daggans is talking about. I have been living in those conditions inside of the Mississippi Department of Corrections. Not only in Parchman, Mississippi, but also in the Mississippi Department of Corrections as a whole. I want to give you a picture of something real quick that I want you to take with you. In the Mississippi Department of Corrections, they have something that they call corporal or group punishment. Now, I want to show you how this is used to create violence inside of the Department of Corrections and how substantially they turn it around to make us act out against one another in situations that they have created when we have chosen to take a stand for what's right. You have a man who gets a tray, and when his tray comes to him, there's an insect in it. There's rat or roach feces in it. There's hair in it. This man refuses to eat this tray. He says, I'm not going to eat this tray. Can you give me another tray? They tell him, well, no, you cannot get another tray. So this man throws his tray out, and he begins angry. He begins to shake the bars. He begins to beat on the tin. He begins to put things into the toilet and flood his cell. What does the Department of Corrections do? Instead of righting the wrong problem that you seen was inhumane and that was unjustifiable to a human being by giving him a tray, you would instead come down, cut all of the water off, and we will go without showers for months, without being able to flush our cells for months, and we will have to go weeks without food for one person's actions. Because they don't want to take responsibility for what they're doing, but in turn make everybody else inside of the prison now hate the person who was trying to stand up for something that was right. One more thing before I go. The Department of Corrections like to focus on the cell phones as if the cell phones are not allowed or wanted in the system because gang leaders or organization leaders may use these devices to call hits or to do things outside of the structure of the Mississippi Department of Corrections. I'm here to tell you today that that is not true. The reason why the Mississippi Department of Corrections has been so far against cell phones is the very reason you're standing here today. It was pictures in those cell phones that exposed the truth of what's really been going on inside the Mississippi Department of Corrections. And as Americans, we're here to take a stand because we have not only heard the cries of our people, now we have seen them. May God bless you.
Isn't that good? I want to thank those guys for coming out. I really appreciate that. I was trying